You've probably heard the number, $1 million. That's what they say you need in super to retire in Australia, and that figure is quietly terrifying people out of retiring who could comfortably afford to, or scaring them into working years longer than they ever needed to. So, let me tell you the truth, because it's a lot kinder than the headline. Most Australians need far less than $1 million to retire, and the reason is the one thing those scary numbers almost always leave out: the age pension. Once you count the pension you're entitled to, the honest number drops dramatically. So today, instead of a vague, well, it depends, I'm going to give you real figures. Is 300,000 enough? Is 500,000? Do you actually need 750 or $1 million? I'll walk through each level, show you what kind of retirement it actually buys once the age pension is factored in, and give you the honest answer at every step. One important note up front: this all assumes you own your home. I'll come to renters near the end, because it changes things. Let's go. First, let me explain why the pension changes everything, because this is the piece the $1 million crowd skips. The age pension isn't just a payment for people with nothing. It's a safety net that tops you up. And here's the clever part: the less you have, the more pension you get. Because of the assets test, as you spend your super down over the years, your pension quietly rises to fill the gap. So your super doesn't have to last forever on its own, or by itself, the way it would for someone with no pension at all. The pension rises to meet you as your savings fall. That single feature is why an Australian homeowner needs far less than, say, an American who has to fund the whole thing themselves. Let me show you that in motion, because it's the whole point. Picture a homeowner couple who retire with $500,000. In the early years, they draw most of their income from that super, and get only a small part pension, because their assets are still high. But as the years pass and they spend the super down, their assessable assets fall, and every year their pension quietly climbs to compensate. By the time they're in their 80s, if the super's mostly gone, they're back on close to the full pension. So their total income doesn't collapse when the savings run low. It simply shifts, gradually, from mostly super to mostly pension, and stays roughly steady the whole way through. That's the safety net working exactly as designed, and it's why drawing your super down isn't the disaster people are so afraid of. Let me anchor you with a couple of numbers. The full age pension right now is around $31,000 a year for a single, and around $47,000 for a couple combined. And those figures are indexed, so check the current amount. The widely used benchmark for retirement lifestyles comes from ASFA, the Super Association, and it's updated regularly, so treat these as a guide. A comfortable retirement is roughly $73,000 a year for a couple, or about $52,000 for a single. A modest retirement is around $47,000 for a couple, $32,000 for a single. Now notice something. The full age pension on its own, $47,000 for a couple, already lands you right at a modest retirement before you've touched a single dollar of super. That's the foundation everything else is built on. So let's start the tiers. Is $300,000 in super enough? For a homeowner with the age pension, the honest answer is yes, for a modest and genuinely decent retirement. Here's how it works. The pension gives you that base, roughly $31,000 as a single, $47,000 as a couple, and your $300,000 sits on top, giving you a top-up income each year, plus, importantly, a buffer for the big one-off costs that actually derail retirees: a new car, a roof repair, a dental bill, a trip to see the grandkids interstate. You're not flying business class to Europe every year, but a homeowner couple on close to the full pension with $300,000 behind them is genuinely okay. Modest, comfortable enough, secure. A single with $300,000 is tighter, but still a real, livable retirement. This is nowhere near the poverty people picture when they hear only $300,000. With your home and the pension underneath it, $300,000 is a solid, modest retirement. Now, is $500,000 enough? This is where it gets genuinely comfortable for a lot of people, especially couples. At 500,000, a homeowner couple drawing that down alongside a part-age pension lands right around that ASFA comfortable standard. The 70+ thousand a year that pays for a decent car, private health, regular outings, a holiday or two. And as you spend the 500,000 down over the years, remember what happens. The part pension grows to fill the gap, cushioning you the whole way. So you're not walking a tightrope hoping the money lasts. The safety net rises as you go. A single on 500,000 sits comfortably in the modest to comfortable range. The honest answer, for a homeowner couple, 500,000 plus the pension is genuinely comfortable. And that's a far more achievable number than $1 million. So do you actually need 750,000 or $1 million? Here's where the myth really falls apart. ASFA's own benchmark says the lump sum for a comfortable retirement with a part pension, owning your home, is around 690,000 for a couple, or about 595,000 for a single. So by the time you've got 750,000, a homeowner couple has comfortably cleared the comfortable bar. $1 million? It's lovely. It gives you a bigger buffer, more independence from the pension, more room for the unexpected. But you do not need it, and this is the important part. Chasing that extra $250,000 can mean working 3, 4, 5 more years than you actually had to, trading your healthiest retirement years for a number the pension had already covered. The honest answer, 750,000, is comfortable plus for a homeowner couple, and $1 million is a nice-to-have buffer, not a requirement. A lot of people grinding away to hit $1 million are chasing a finish line they already crossed. Now the big asterisk I promised, because it genuinely changes the maths. All of this assumes you own your home. If you're renting in retirement, you need considerably more because rent is a large permanent cost that never goes away, and you don't have the security of an asset you live in for free. It's not all bad. Non-homeowners get a higher assets threshold for the pension, and you may qualify for rent assistance on top. But those don't fully close the gap. So if you're a renter, take these numbers and add a meaningful cushion and get proper advice on your specific situation, because the homeowning assumption is doing a lot of the work in every figure I've given you. And there are other variables, of course. This was never going to be one size fits all. Your health and how long you're likely to live. The lifestyle you actually want versus the one you think you should want. Whether you're carrying any debt into retirement, like a mortgage tail or a car loan. And when you retire, 60 is very different from 67. All of those move the number. But for a homeowner, the direction is clear and it's reassuring. The real figure is far, far below the $1 million scare number, because the age pension is quietly doing half the job for you. So let me bring it together, because I want you to walk away with the actual takeaway, not just numbers. Don't let a scary headline number stop you retiring. And don't let it frighten you into working years you didn't need to work. For a homeowner, 300,000 plus your home and the pension is a solid, modest retirement. 500,000 is genuinely comfortable for a couple. 750 is comfortable with room to spare. And the pension rises to meet you as your money draws down the whole way through. The real question was never, have I got $1 million? It's 3 simpler questions. What lifestyle do I actually want? Do I own my home? And how much will the age pension fill the gap? Answer those and you'll have a real number. And for most homeowners, it's a lot closer than you think. 2 honest notes before you go. First, the pension rates. The ASFA benchmarks and the thresholds all change and are updated regularly. So confirm the current figures with Services Australia and check the latest ASFA retirement standard before you rely on any of these numbers. Second, this is general information, not personal advice. The right number depends entirely on your own situation, your home, your health and your plans. So this is exactly the kind of thing to model properly with a licensed financial advisor or a free financial information service appointment through Services Australia before you make a decision as big as when to retire. If this took some of the fear out of the number for you, tell me in the comments, what figure had you worried? It helps me know what to cover next. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.